guys, Daniel Mac here, back with another video. And Daniel Bryan released from World Wrestling Entertainment? Don't freak out. Daniel Bryan is not. Let me repeat, Daniel Bryan, as of the time I'm recording this video, is not released from World Wrestling Entertainment. No, I'm just looking into the future. And I'm looking into the future and I'm seeing that a possible title of many videos that would be made by people here on YouTube who make wrestling videos. The title of many videos that could be seen in a month or so. Let's look. Daniel Bryan came in and he was really intense. With that stuff with Michael Cole, I was excited to watch it. That was probably that time where he had to apologize to Michael Cole on NXT. One of the few full episodes of NXT I ever watched, because I wanted to see that. Then he came on the Raw, and things have been kind of stale. In the ring, entertains me. Daniel Bryan entertains me in the ring. Him and Dolph Ziggler, their champion versus champion match. I saw their champion versus champion match the night before the Bragging Rights pay-per-view here in Winnipeg at a house show. It was amazing. I saw it the next night on the pay-per-view. Terrific. I saw it the next night on Monday Night Raw. Terrific. Daniel Bryan entertains me in the ring. I can't critique his wrestling. I didn't go to wrestling school. Does he entertain me? Yes. I'm entertained when he's in the ring. Outside the ring, they're not doing anything with him. He just, he doesn't need to talk. Look at Randy Orton. Randy Orton doesn't say a word. Like, I hardly hear Orton say a word. But he's one of the biggest stars in WWE right now. It's just a matter of how you do things, Not everyone can be that silent killer, but I mean, there's other ways that you can, play that angle. But I think Daniel Bryan, should be in some sort of big feud right now. And I mean, that U.S. title, Daniel Bryan had it, and it was merely a cosmetic thing. Like, he hardly defended it. He had one title defense against Ted DiBiase, who he beat multiple times. Then they had him excuse me. They had him come out with the Bellas, did all that thing. Then they ended that crap, which is good. Now he's with Gail Kim. We all know Gail Kim is very entertaining. She's a good wrestler, and it's good that she's with him, instead of the Bellas, who were just seen as arm candy. Although they've been entertaining me a little bit more as well. Now, of course, Sheamus won the United States title, and it was probably because he's on Muscle and Fitness. He's been on a losing streak since he won King of the Ring, and he's probably deserving of some sort of push. So this is his push. But what does this say for Daniel Bryan? Now, are we going to see next week on Raw Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus in a rematch, and have Daniel Bryan lose? And then, with no doubt, Sheamus be the U.S. champ. And then Sheamus rip through the Yoshitatsus, the guys we hardly see on TV unless they need someone to fill a spot. I think they have a real advantage here. They have Sheamus as the United States champion. That U.S. belt for the longest time has meant nothing. So I think they have an advantage here where Sheamus can really, really help rebuild the U.S. title image. If Sheamus wanted it that bad, a two-time WWE championship, two-time WWE champion, wanted that belt, well, it must be worth something. So if he can have some really credible matches where he has fight for his life, and he's putting it all on the line to keep that U.S. title, the guy who takes it off will look like a good champion. And they can start restoring some honor to that belt. But back to Daniel Bryan. Now that that belt's around Sheamus' waist, what's going to happen to him? I don't want to see Daniel Bryan against Sheamus on Raw. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see Daniel Bryan lose and then there be no shadow of a doubt that Sheamus is the better man, he's the champ. I think the rematch, of course, Mania. You all probably thought. If you're still watching at this point, I'm saying Mania. Saying Mania, we have Daniel Bryan and Sheamus. It's a good mid-card match. And maybe they can let them go a little bit longer than they have. Let them try some stuff they haven't tried before. And just let really these two guys just explode and take the ball and run with it at a match at WrestleMania. So pretty much, Daniel Bryan, I hope he doesn't get released after Mania. You know, after WrestleMania, they do the draft, and I think they do some pay cuts, and they release some people, and I just hope that doesn't happen to Daniel Bryan. Hopefully creative can start figuring out something for him. Maybe he can start pitching some ideas, hopefully. And as far as entertaining in the ring, he can do the ring. I think they just gotta help him develop more of a... Because obviously people know Bryan Danielson, but this is kind of stripping him of that and building him as Daniel Bryan, his image inside the WWE. And right now in the WWE, he doesn't really have... To the WWE fans who don't know Bryan Danielson, they don't know, and at least me, because I didn't watch too much Bryan Danielson, I saw little, but in my opinion, in terms of his WWE identity, we don't know who he is yet. And I think, you know, taking the US belt off him can be a blessing and a curse. It can be a blessing in the fact that now Sheamus has the belt, and maybe he can help restore some honor to it, some credibility, and Daniel Bryan can develop an identity. He can have a program with somebody, and it can really start bringing him into his own, or it can be his ticket out the door in a month or so. So hopefully Daniel Bryan's sticking around, and that isn't the fate he will reach, but, you know, he needs to start being used more effectively. And one more thing I want to talk about, that TNA pay-per-view. Let me get something straight here. I have not watched TNA since after Hogan came in. Hogan came in, I watched Hogan come in, and then, I shouldn't say after Hogan came in, I watched for a bit, and then when I watched the whole they thing, and then once 10-10-10 came, and it was Jarrett and Abyss and Bischoff and Hogan, after 10-10-10, I forget what pay-per-view that was, but after 10-10-10, I stopped watching, because it was like Fortune and Immortal, and who's Fortune and who's Immortal, and it just got all messed up for me. It seemed sloppy, it didn't seem interesting, there was nothing pulling me in, I didn't care for it. Last night, or Sunday night, I was asked, am I going to watch the pay-per-view? I said no, and then sure enough, I'm listening to on my iPod Tuesday, right after wrestling, that I downloaded from iTunes. Of course, right after wrestling is on every Monday night on the Score Sirius Channel 98, and I heard that Hardy was drunk. He wrestled drunk. He was intoxicated. The match was short. The fans were mad. They should be. TNA was once a healthy alternative to WWE. Now it's a joke. I'm Dan O'Mac. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.